Hey guys, this is Ray.
And Elvia. And we're here with a cookie confessional for you guys. This confessional is special because obviously you can see we're doing it together. It's our anniversary. Technically our 9-year anniversary as a couple, but our 3-year wedding anniversary. So the reason why we're doing this confessional together is because we figured we would tell you guys about our wedding. We started going out August 24th, and then he proposed to me 4 years later on August 24th. So we decided that we wanted to get married on August 24th whenever it is that time rolled around.
Right, it's one date that I can't forget because it's the same one over and over again. But I wanted to be consistent so that way we couldn't forget it no matter how hard we tried.
So we actually decided that we were going to get married like January of the year we did, right?
Right.
Because I was looking at the calendar and I said, Raymond, I think this year August 24th falls on a Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So unless you want to wait until next year and do it on a Sunday, we should get married this year.
Right.
And we were like, all right. He's like, whatever you want. So we ended up deciding January of that year that we were going to get married in August of that year. So we had about 8 months to plan. We didn't want like a big venue and to spend a lot of money. Those kind of things were never really important to us.
Right, a big old gaudy, is gaudy the right word to say?
Yeah.
A big old gaudy wedding was not my thing. I wanted to keep it simple. We were there together to celebrate us with our family and our friends. But I didn't want to have her have 37 bridesmaids and me have 5 guys following me.
The problem that we encountered in trying to have a simple wedding was I have a ginormous family. We ended up having 60 people at our wedding, and that was really small.
I thought it was 70.
Well, 60 plus the bridal party and everybody.
Okay.
But
yeah.
We ended up having 60 guests. And for me, that was really small. I only invited my aunts and uncles. No cousins, no nieces and nephews except for my brothers and sisters' kids.
It was pretty much immediate family.
The first thing we wanted to do was a beach wedding because we both love the ocean. But the problem came with how are we going to get the food out there? Is there going to be a DJ? Or is there going to be a place to sit? Where is the wedding going to take place? Where are we going to get a minister?
Yeah.
So we decided we were not going to do a beach wedding because of all of those issues. And we thought maybe we could do it at someone's house, like my parents' house or my uncle's house. But then again, we had the same issue of
it's still going to be really
people.
Close. Yeah, you're still going to be really close enough for anybody to drive to.
And my dad said to me, literally, I said, Dad, I don't want it to be a big thing. We can't afford to feed 200 people, at our wedding. And he said, it's my house, and anybody who wants to come, I'm not going to tell them don't come to my house. If he told me, if you want to have a small wedding, you need to not have it here. And he wasn't trying to be mean.
No, it was true. We needed to do a destination wedding. The question was, where were we going to do it?
Where we wouldn't have to spend an arm and a leg. Because again, we did not want to spend a bunch of money on our wedding.
And a location where people wouldn't mind driving to or traveling to by any means.
Right. Because we wanted it to be small, but we didn't want it to be just us.
Right, and we didn't want it to be an impossible destination wedding either. So, since we're neighbors to our good friends in Nevada, we decided to go to Las Vegas.
Yay!
How cliche, right?
Vegas wedding. We decided we were going to do the wedding in Vegas, May?
I want to say, after my birthday, I get the notification saying, hey, she sent me a text saying, hey, we need to talk about the wedding. I have an idea, yeah. And I found a chapel that we can go to. I found this cake place that does this. I found a venue where we could have a reception.
It was hard because we were not able to travel out to Las Vegas before the actual wedding. So everything that we had to do and plan and find and buy, either we had to get here and take there or do online and over the phone.
Right, and that was kind of iffy in itself. That was iffy in itself. It sounded iffy. And I know now it does even more so.
But it worked, though.
But it worked. It definitely worked.
Chapel of the Flowers. I don't know if you guys know or care, but it's up by the Stratosphere. It's not one of these like drive-through Las Vegas weddings.
No, you actually have to park.
You have to get down.
You have to get down and go into a chapel and sit down.
Because even though we didn't... My motto is, I don't care if something's expensive. It's not about the price, it's about the quality. So it doesn't have to be expensive to be nice.
Right.
So even though we were doing a wedding in Vegas, I wanted it to be nice.
Yeah, it still had to be nice. We're not going to go, like you said, to like some drive-through chapel and that's it. No, we want to...
No offense to anyone who's gone through a drive-through chapel. It's just not what we wanted.
We didn't want the like 30-second wedding with an Elvis impersonator giving us their wedding certificate.
Although I do love Elvis. I got my dress here from Simply Bridal, which is an online-only boutique, which made it really, really inexpensive. And I love my dress. I'll show you guys pictures in a little bit. But what I liked about Chapel of the Flowers was they allowed you to customize your own music. But another thing that was cool, they had webcams in.
Yeah, they had cameras inside the chapel. And they were doing like a live stream.
Cast, yeah.
Yeah, a live stream of the ceremony for our friends who couldn't make it. And
you can
watch it live. And then it would stream for another 8 hours after the ceremony was over. Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
But back to the ceremony. We keep getting sidetracked. One of the reasons we wanted to mention our actual wedding is because being us and being allowed to customize our wedding, we did do some nerdy things with it. We weren't able to go all out.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do a Mario-themed wedding or anything.
Yeah, we didn't cosplay it. But what we did do...
We were able to sneak a little bit of nerdy references in there.
Right. What we did do is, since we had control over music, we decided to go with some music from video games in there. Flashback, before this, I have talked to her about like what I want. I kind of wanted as a nerdy.
Dream nerd
My
wedding?
dream nerd wedding was to have a Final Fantasy wedding. And I know it sounds cool and epic. I'd be Cloud, me and my hair. And then have a big sword and have the outfit and all that. And then she would be either Tifa or Aerith.
In your dreams, I wanted a pretty white princess dress.
Either way. And then, somewhere down the line, me and John would fight because he'd be Sephiroth. And yeah, it was just a weird, bizarre thing. Mm-hmm. So the next best thing was to actually get music from the Final Fantasy soundtracks. I think we got from 7 and 8 for a bunch of the songs.
We actually have a CD. These are our party favors, speaking of which.
Yeah, this was a party favor that we created.
We're so fancy.
It was so cool. We just utilized pictures we took from our engagement, shoot with with one of our friends. CD maker, and it was very, very cost effective,
Yeah. So it actually has the songs that we use for our entrance and stuff like that. So Julia was the entrance, and then Love Grows.
Love Grows. Julia is from Final Fantasy VIII. Love Grows is the love song that Renoa has in Part 8 also.
And that was the bride's entrance. So that was when I was walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
And then Aerith's theme was the Unity candle lighting.
Yes, and that was a cool moment in itself.
Yeah. And then another thing that we snuck in there that was pretty nerdy was Elijah was our ring bearer. Mm-hmm. And he had our rings. Let me see if I can get it to focus right away. This is an actual picture of our rings and the ring box that he used. So it used to be like a candy box, a candy holder. Mm-hmm. It held like hard candies in it. But obviously this was too cool to not do. So our rings were in a Mario block. Well, I have a picture of him holding it here, but it's in black and white, so you can't really see it. Look at my baby. He's so cute. This is 3 years ago, and looking at these pictures makes me feel really fat. So, it's gorgeous. Honestly, I think with everything, including my dress, including the food, including the chapel, including the hotel rooms, I think we spent maybe $6,000. 5 or 6.
We were under the $6,000, a little under the $6,000 mark, which is amazing.
I'm sorry, I'm on your face.
And kind of impossible. I know what you're saying, but it is possible if you budget properly and you do a lot of research. Yeah,
getting all up in that picture. That's my sister, by the way.
The little story behind that picture too is she wanted to see the look on my face. Right? Was that what she said? She wanted to see how
he reacted to me.
Yeah, how I reacted to her and how I was keeping my composure or not keeping my composure.
Or lack thereof composure.
Yeah.
And there's John, the fabled best friend. The fabled best friend that Raymond mentions in like every other video.
Every other video.
That was his best man.
Yeah, that's my best man.
And my sister Evelyn, of course, was my maid of honor. Don't tell Alma. But those are just some of the pictures from our wedding. But
yeah, we have plenty more that we got from the chapel, and hundreds more from our friend Ray, who was our photographer, our wedding photographer.
Reception. Yeah.
So thank you again to Ray, the Kaiser.
Yeah, not this Ray.
Yeah, my friend Ray. We call him Ray. So there's no confusion.
Let me show this picture of my dress because it was gorgeous. This dress was so cheap, guys. I think it was like $600. Considering most wedding dresses are thousands of dollars, this dress is beautiful.
Oh yeah, and my suit, guys.
Let me find a good picture of your suit because there is
suit.
One. Hold on. There's great.
Was also cost effective.
Super cost effective.
Super cost effective in a way that it's just beyond belief.
It's like laughably cost effective, but it looked amazing.
Just get one.
No, there's a really good one. I'm trying to cover your face. There you go.
Okay, the suit, the jacket, the shirt, the tie, which by the way wasn't a regular tie, it was a zip-up tie.
Because that's the only tie that we could find in that color.
Right. Walmart. Believe it or not, Walmart. That jacket was like $40. The slacks were $20. I had dress shoes already. The tie cost another $5.
No, you. Oh yeah, and him and Elijah wore matching shoes too.
We wore matching shoes, which were black Vans, which was pretty cool. Elijah also has a matching tie. So Walmart, under $100, you can get yourself a nice suit
and get married in it.
And it lasts forever. I still have that stuff. To this day, the only thing I don't have are the black Vans because they eventually worn out.
So, I mean, it's just really cool to come back and look at these pictures. It's just really cool to come back and look at these pictures because, I mean, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And it doesn't feel like that at all.
No, it doesn't.
I can't believe it's been 9 years that we've been together.
Yeah, we've been together 9 years, and it's amazing how time flies.
What is that, 2000
2007.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
See, the thing about it too is backstory. I know this is confessional, so I'm just gonna. We got together back in 2007. But we didn't know exactly when.
Right.
So we were wondering, because the following year was going to have an anniversary, of course.
And we were like, we know that we started dating in August. But I don't remember which date we stared dating. Because it kind of just happened.
Yeah. And we didn't really pay attention to the calendar. So we decided August 24th.
He decided. I actually said...
Well, we agreed on August 24th. Reason being, it's an exact month before her birthday. That was one reason. Little hidden reason, I'm not sure if she still remembers it, was because it was a week to the day before my dad's birthday.
I do remember that.
Okay. That was another reason why. It meant a lot to me that it was another day for me to remember for the month of August. For the day that my dad passed, I would have something else to remember that month by and not just be bummed out about his birthday. That's a little thing that nobody really knows. I don't even think my sister knows. That's the reason why we decided in August.
Well, nobody knows that we decided in August.
Yeah, nobody. Well,
now you
guys know we decided in August.
Is that why you always wanted to keep the anniversary the same day?
Exactly. I never want to forget that. Same as I would never want to forgive my dad. I remember a lot of the early days of our relationship and moving forward. Elijah was very small.
In 2007, he was 3.
Yeah, so he was 3, okay?
He's 12 now.
He's 12 now.
Dear
That's
Lord.
hard to believe.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think on the beginnings of our relationship because it was just so complicated. I mean, all relationships are complicated, but it's like, oh my gosh, it feels like a completely different lifetime ago.
Yeah, and to add the layer of nerdiness to it also kind of just doesn't make it more complicated.
That makes it better.
That makes it better when things get hard because we had a lot of fun moments.
Yeah, and he would always tell me like, oh, we watched SpongeBob, oh, we played video games, oh, we did this and that. Let's get real a little bit for a second. As a mother of a little kid, Raymond and Elijah didn't have much interaction for the first year or 2 that we were dating because I wanted to make sure that if I introduced Elijah to someone who wasn't his father, that it wasn't going to be someone who was going to leave. I didn't want Elijah to have to go through losing another father, basically, even though his dad is still in his life. Elijah's dad is still very much in his life.
I always made it clear to Elijah that I'm not taking away his dad's place. He's always going to have his dad. I'm here with his mom now.
So it's just, even if his dad and I are not together, Elijah knows without a doubt that we're both there for him, that we both love him very much. And that is really what's been important. And was something that I have to give Raymond a lot of props for coming into something like that, because a lot of people I feel like would be like, no, you can't talk to your son's kid. You can't talk to your son's dad. Like,
right.
What are you doing over at your ex's house? Like, with him, it was never about jealousy. It was always about what was best for Elijah.
Right.
So, we kind of sidetracked here, but the reason we got into this conversation was talking about how our common interest in nerdiness helped us through things in our relationship, as well as helping Raymond bond with Elijah, which was a really big deal for me before I would even think about getting married again. We waited a long time to get married. A lot of people were very surprised,
right,
and were trying to rush us and say like, when are you guys getting married? How long have you guys been together? When are you guys having another baby?
Right. After 2 years together, we were already getting questioned. And let me tell you, after 2 years, after 3 years, I wasn't invited into her parents' house.
No.
Yeah.
It didn't take 3 years.
3 years. When I went to culinary school back in 2010, that's when I was invited inside the house. I was okay to be outside, the front and backyard. But to go inside the house, I was not invited until 2010.
That's my dad.
And I respected that. And 2010, I finally got permission to come inside the house because I brought cookies.
We made it.
So I brought cookies, and you liked them.
Fishing for cookies, yay! To me, my main concern was, yes, I know I love him, but is this what's best? Not just for me, but for Elijah. And I remember I told Raymond very, very early on in the relationship, I need someone who's going to be there for my son. It's a package deal. You have to love me just as much as you love my son, or I don't want this. Not because there's anything wrong with you, but because my son is the most important thing in my whole life. So I need someone who's going to love him just as much as I do. And I told him, if you don't think you can do that, then you have every right to say, that's not what I want, and go on about your business. And he stayed. And I told Elijah that story like this year, a couple months ago, and he's like, I'm glad he stayed. And I almost cried. I was like, oh my God, I'm glad he stayed too.
Kind of reflected back to my childhood too. And I thought to myself, I was a step kid. And no one wanted for some reason, no one took the time to get to know me as much as I'm doing it for Elijah. And I go, I wanted that. So why not be a part of this? I go, I really care about Elvia. And I want her to see that I care about Elijah as well. So I stayed, I toughed it out, and we are here now. But
9 years later.
9 years later. But it was not without some difficulty at times, and some arguments of me being immature, still thinking the single mentality when I was in a relationship.
I say all the time, relationships are really hard because you have two completely separate lives and you're trying to make them fit together. So obviously there's going to be conflicts. Obviously there's going to be problems. Relationships are hard. That's just part of relationships. But I mean, so far we're working out.
Yeah. It's better to have a stance on something than to be a yes man or a yes woman.
Or what I feel, it's better to have a stance on or it's better to voice the problems than keep them all bottled up inside and then all of a sudden 10 years down the road be like, I'm out because I don't love you anymore. You have to get the stuff that bothers you out so that the problems can be worked on.
Yeah, communication is key in all relationships of any kind. If you don't talk to one another, you're not going to know what's going on. Summarize everything up. 9 years together. 3 years married.
What's your favorite thing about being married?
Favorite thing about being married is
that we can say on camera.
I get to spend time with the person I enjoy spending time with, my best friend.
Aww.
And my little best friend in his own room, my gaming buddy. We get to have conversations about games and cartoons and stuff like that, and have a family, have a home, and that's something I've always wanted. And I'm glad I get to have that. Now, I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. I wouldn't.
I think my favorite thing about being married is I didn't feel like I had to stop being who I was to be married, because you kind of, people get married and everything gets very serious and they stop doing the things that they had fun doing before they got married. And I think that's kind of what can cause issues. But I didn't feel like I had to stop being who I was to be a mom or to be a wife. Like, we have toys and games and our Disney passes, and we still do so much stuff that, even stuff that we didn't get to do while we were dating because of money constraints. I feel like we go out and do more stuff now than when we were dating.
And that's the thing too, is like a lot of people kind of find it hard to believe when I tell them, I show them my ring that I'm married. They're like, you're married, but you're doing this, that, and another thing like you're dating. I go, yeah. I go, just because you're married doesn't mean it's a ball and chain. It's just a frame of mind people put into that thought.
Wait, so people are surprised we go out together?
Yeah, people are surprised that we go out and go do things. Like, what are you supposed to do then? Just stay at home and mope? Back to what you asked about what I liked about this marriage. I got to pursue my dream of what I wanted to do for a living. And she was backing me up the entire time. She told me, go for it. If you think you can do it, go for it. And I went for it, and I'm doing it now. She went for her schooling, and she felt like giving up a couple of times. I motivated her as well. So we motivate each other to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And all this wouldn't be possible if we didn't push each other. And this channel wouldn't exist if she didn't push for it and strive us both to make something out of this channel. I'm still thankful for that. I'm glad I can share this with you guys. I don't think this would ever happen if I was in any other type of relationship. If we weren't married, I don't know where I would be now. And I don't even want to fathom that thought anymore. I'm happy where I am, and I'm just looking forward to the future.
So I think we rambled on about how much we love each other enough, guys. So thank you guys so much for being there and listening to us and supporting our channel and supporting us together and little Cookie. And it's just so great to have you guys there. It's celebrating these milestones with us now. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Leave a comment if you think this was super sappy.
Go ahead and leave a like if you liked the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel too to catch more from us. We have our confessionals, but we also have unboxings, and we have our Disney videos. So if any of that sounds like your cup of tea, why not subscribe?
Hit that subscribe button.
Don't forget to check out the Etsy shop. That link will be in the description. These are new Baby Yoshi perler earrings that Ray made. And you can get them from the Etsy store, Fishing for Pixels.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter
and Instagram. And we'll put all that in the description so that you guys can check it out.
Until next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.